My boyfriend of 7 years ghosted me out of the blue, plus an update.
Oh,
God
that's
damn.
tough.
Okay, here we go. My 24-year-old female, boyfriend 26 male.
Illegal.
It's fine. This one is fine. This is in that weird gray area.
I just thought it was a funny time to use that.
Of 7 years. So they've been dating 7 years. So since
19,
is that, 19?
17.
And
18 and
17.
That's
Nine,
illegal.
Wait, what?
19 and 17.
Yeah.
That's
I can't do
I'm
math.
kidding. I'm just fucking around
Yeah,
by
that's,
anyone taking me
yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
I can already hear the comments.
How dare you? My boyfriend of 7 years completely ghosted me out of the blue. It feels completely unreal. I'm 24 and I've been with this guy since I was 17. A quarter of my life and basically my entire adult life. He is the first and only person I have slept with. And nothing happened. We didn't have an argument. We had a great relationship, at least in my opinion. One day we were cuddling on the couch, and the next day I couldn't get a hold of him. He blocked me on everything. I was so worried at first. My first thoughts were that he was hurt or dead or in a terrible accident. I only learned from a mutual friend that he basically moved halfway across the country and is still alive at least. He just doesn't want to talk to me.
He said, I'm going to head out.
7
I'm done.
years and then just, all right, I'm good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Irish exit.
Yeah. It's been 3 weeks now. What do I even do? Do I travel after him? I don't even know where to go. Do I give him any time? I hope I'm not appearing like an overly obsessive girlfriend, but what the heck? 7 years. I need closure, even if it would be like you're ugly and I never loved you, or I found somebody else.
I mean, I get that, like wanting some sort of closure for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't travel all the way there, though. I'm like,
This is a big,
I'm not going to do that.
big How I Met Your Mother vibes when Lily just dipped.
Spoilers.
Oh, what? That's like season 1, right? Is it? Or 2?
I haven't watched
Either way,
any
that
of it.
show is old.
I don't remember anything.
Neither of y'all watched How I Met Your Mother?
I've watched it multiple times. I never remember anything.
I side watched with my old roommate who was binging it, so I missed many episodes in between.
That's fair. That's fair.
I get a lot of shows mixed up.
Good God. All right. But wrestling and sports are a whole different brain. And honestly, I feel you on
A
that.
whole different
I feel
brain.
you on that.
Exactly.
Am I expecting too much? I just can't discard 7 years like a used yogurt cup. Maybe I did something wrong, but I don't know what it could be without him telling me. I didn't cheat on him, and I've always tried to be kind and caring. I also wasn't a financial burden either. I paid for my own things and paid half of everything. I'm trying to think of all the things I could have done wrong. I had a terrible childhood. I was abused and still have some scars from cutting myself. Maybe he thought I was ugly from the scars or too depressed and sad at times. But still, he could have told me. I would have understood. He and our mutual friend have now both blocked me, and I'm not getting any answers at all. I'm just sad and confused and don't know what to do. 3 weeks might not seem that long. Maybe he'll change his mind. I just don't know how to handle this or what I should do.
Damn, did they run away with that mutual friend or something?
I don't know.
Maybe.
There is an update. Do y'all want to go off now or after the update?
I mean, I understand wanting closure. To me, it's like, is someone who's willing to do that to you worth like chasing down to figure it out? It's a tough call, but I mean, I personally, I want answers because it's entertainment for the show, but
True.
Beyond that, I worry what you'll find out. But I guess it's better than not knowing. So I say go for it.
I don't know. I'm taking like a dark turn for this scenario. I'm thinking like maybe they didn't establish that they were boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever partnership they had
for
the
7
past 7
years.
years,
That's
and they
tough.
just all of a sudden was like, what are we? I don't know. I thought we were just hooking up.
That would be crazy to still end that like that way. You know what I mean?
Or I'm just gonna go full on speculative this whole episode. What the hell did they do for them to just dip out?
A
like
crime.
that? What are you not telling
A
us?
true crime scenario.
What are you not telling us?
Potentially. It's
Maybe
crazy.
she's like been stalking the dude the whole time. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Something.
The other thing that's crazy to me is that he could cut off so cleanly after 7 years. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in a relationship for any amount of time, you start building friends, like other friends together, family members.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she has her past, so potentially not as involved with her family, but there's his family, there's his friends, her friends, there's usually crossover where it's like, I couldn't imagine it being a clean split without there being enough connections to be like, that's pretty fucked up. Like we can get in contact. You know what I mean?
It's crazy to block one day, be in a relationship, next day block and move across the country. How's that not planned?
Yeah.
How's that not
That's just
planned?
wild.
I don't know. That's weird.
I'm now going down the dark rabbit hole of where John's going of like, is this a stalker situation?
All right, let's get into the update then. It's now been 4 weeks later, and he contacted me again, and we agreed to talk face to face at our or my place. I'll have to disappoint everyone from the start. No movie-worthy Yakuza or Mafia story. What he told me...
Damn.
What he told me...
Hangover, maybe?
Man, yeah, I'm trying to think of scenarios where this would just be honky-dory. Everything could just go back to normal. And it's just... I can't think of many.
Gone Girl is the only thing I'm thinking of, but that was a bad scenario.
when Walter White lied to Skylar saying like, "Oh, I had an episode," and then just out there in a wild cooking meth or some shit. I don't fucking know.
It's crazy that those are two very popular pieces of media.
Oh, I got one. What if he is an informant on like a crime or something like that, and is being hidden by, what are they called? The witness protection.
Witness protection?
Yeah.
So when that happens, does witness protection just tell everybody that you died, or how does that work?
They probably change your identity, right?
Yeah, they change your identity, but then is everybody just like, I wonder where he went? Like, you just no knowledge.
That guy.
Yeah, like, damn, I haven't seen my cousin in quite a while. No news.
He dead.
Yeah. Do you have a funeral for that person? That's crazy.
Obituary or something?
That's a great question.
They did that on Grand Theft Auto.
They need to have a show where somebody goes in witness protection, but instead of that person being the main character, it's just everyone they left behind being like, what the fuck happened?
It'd be a good comedy.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Cast us, please.
All right. What he told me happened was that he simply panicked and ran away. Apparently, I was asking too many questions about our future. Normal to do after 7 years of dating, by the way.
Yeah, 7 years. Your mid-20s? That's pretty normal.
Yeah, pretty normal. Questions like if he ever wanted to get married, normal. What he thought about having children, normal. I also pushed him a lot to finish his degree and get a job. She wrote, actually, I pushed him a lot to finally finish getting his degree and getting a job. I don't know if that's a slight chop or not.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, if you're thinking about both your futures, it's like, hey, yeah, you should probably have a job.
That's fair.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
that's
us,
true.
for our future.
His main source of income is still his parents. He said he just couldn't handle it anymore.
Damn.
And saw his life as being over and needed to get away from everything. Then he started blaming his friend who convinced him that he was, quote unquote, wasting his 20s on just one woman.
Oh.
And that same...
Ooh, bad friend.
Yeah. And that same friend apparently got him a job, which is why he moved hundreds of miles away. Well, that job didn't work out and he got fired after a few weeks. And I guess that's why he's back now. I asked him...
God damn.
He needs a fucking place to stay. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's tough.
I asked him why he didn't at least talk to me and how hurt and worried I was. He said that he, quote unquote, didn't want to make me cry.
What a
Yeah.
Bad excuse.
Yeah, bad excuse. Because
So you
obviously
make them
crying.
nervous for about a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see
Make
it.
them, yeah, worried.
I don't want to
sick,
see or hear it.
thinking of all the negative things. Yeah, like all the outcomes that could possibly happen. Probably think you're dead on a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
But you don't want to see them cry. You little bitch.
Crazy.
He also said that he, quote, didn't really want to break up. He wanted to prove that he could succeed at that job and then come back to me. Overall,
What?
yeah.
So talk
Yeah.
it out, idiot.
Fucking
I don't
communicate.
understand the logic.
I don't think there is any. I don't think there is any.
No. This is the breastfeeding all over again. There's no logic to anything
No.
coming out of his mouth.
Overall, a lot was said. We talked for over 2 hours, but that was the gist of it. He must have apologized like 100 times, telling me how stupid he was to let his friend influence him. One kindergarten-like logic stuck with me. I don't know what that means. He said, quote, we never broke up, though. I never said that I wanted to break up. We just took a break. In my mind, that sounded like,
But you,
quote, ha, you didn't say uno, we're still together. He basically promised me heaven on earth if we got back together. Breakfast in bed every morning. He'd do all the chores, etc., etc. He also swore that there was never anybody else and that he never slept with anybody. In the end, seems like some the Drake Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
No
Drake
one
thing.
mentioned Millie Bobby Brown, Drake. You're the one that brought it up.
I don't diddle kids. I don't diddle kids.
Wap, 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 wap. All right. In the end, he asked if he could stay because he hasn't been paid from that job and he used all of his money and has nowhere else to go. His
Jeez.
parents live too far away and he is on bad terms with the friend that got him a job. I felt bad a little bit,
idiot.
but I told him no. I told him that I needed time to process and think about everything. I did, however, agree to store some of his boxes to free up his car. So that's where I'm at now. Sitting alone in my apartment with his boxes. One of them smells really bad, like moldy clothes. Maybe I'll wash those tomorrow for him at least. I wouldn't. I honestly
Hell
wouldn't.
no.
Burn them.
I'd give him a quarter and tell him, go
Yep.
somewhere else. Now I need to think about what to do with all of this, what I need to do with myself. Part of me still loves him. We had so many great memories together before this incident, and he helped me through a lot. He helped me get away from my abusive mother and stepmother. He is the man that I wanted to marry and possibly have children with. This is only my side of the story too. I don't know everything he has to go through mentally, so I can understand the panicking, but I just don't know. I want to thank everyone who took their time to read all of this. It felt good to write it all down. I went no contact with my mother and stepfather and don't have a lot of friends because I'm a bit shy and not that outgoing. I don't have a lot of people to talk to about this, so sorry if it's long, but thank you.
I definitely wouldn't get back together with him. I know it sounds like he was a good guy at one point, but that's just not something a partner does. Like abandoning you like that with zero communication. Like you can panic in a relationship. That's normal. That's fine, especially like in moments where you're like people get overwhelmed thinking about the rest of their lives like that sometimes. But the way to deal with that is not to run away. It's to work through it with your partner and communicate with them and say, hey, I'm panicking right now. I'm losing it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. You know what I mean? Like talk about it instead of just running away from your problems. Yeah. And I mean, shitty friend, I'd cut him off anyway.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like your boyfriend needs to grow up and figure some shit out before he becomes someone else's partner.
No, I agree with that. I think in a way, your boyfriend did you a favor and actually gave you a preview of what life could possibly look like.
Yeah.
Had you guys advanced to that stage. Because like what Josh said, it's perfectly okay to panic, especially at that age. You're kind of in a crossroads of your life, right?
Mhm.
Especially being in a long-term relationship. It's usually during a time when like people get engaged, people get married, thinking about having kids. Like, you're in that perfect space of like, hey, Where do I want my career to be? Where do I want my life to be at some point? Perfectly valid. But you have to communicate. You can't just run away from your problems. You know how many times, as like my big age of 33, I still go and talk to Juliet. I'm like, hey, I'm scared of shit. I don't even know what I want to do in the next couple of years of my life. I don't know what to do. But she'll sit me down and be like, hey, let's talk it out. Let's strategize. What can we do together as a team to do that? And she does the same with me, right? There'll be times where like, I don't know if I want to go to school or I don't want to do this. I'm like, hey, let's pros and cons. What are the lists that we can do to figure this out together? That's what a partnership is. You don't run away. You don't cower. You face it head on together. Or you guys can eat ice cream together on a couch, but you got to do it together. Don't run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you said the pros and cons, all I was thinking of was Michael Scott and Jim management styles.
Yes.
I swear to God, if you break out another list.
You know, what would help is a pros and cons list for our
Get therapy.